Lantern is a Finnish extreme metal band operating on the fields of black metal and death metal. Mostly, however, it's on the death metal side. And here we have the band's latest album called Dimensions, released by Dark Descent Records in the fall 2020. This has been already out for quite some time. While the band is clearly put into the box of Black Death, I guess it's kind of safe to say that this very much operates mainly on the death metal side, while just kind of flirting with the black metal parts. That is not to say the band style is kind of a traditional death metal, because clearly there are parts and ideas which are, like I said, flirting with the black metal. And as such, on Metal I've said it's listed as black death metal. I kind of feel it should be more just death metal or death metal with black metal influences, but here you go, and make whatever you want out of it. 3 albums out in 13 years, that's how the band is going on, and members list clearly make it clear that, you know, these members have other ventures as well, and also that only 2 members are the original ones, and then we have a couple of newer ones. Dimensions is rather short an album. It's just 38 minutes and 5 tracks, and that is kind of part of the minor flaw problem parts with the album, because the thing here is mostly it's just kind of a nice and easy to listen to it, given that it's a little bit twisty, death metallic kind of stuff. But sometimes its riffs go to places you really don't put your death metal fingers into. That is, sometimes you feel like lost in the woods when you're listening to this. This might be fully intentional, not denying that, but I am pretty sure it will leave some of the fans rather puzzled or feel like, hey, why am I even listening to this when I'm just a fan of old school death metal? So what Lantern is doing is kind of spreading its tentacles in various directions, and sometimes they just catch the treasure trove, and sometimes it's rather, well, empty-handed. Also, these kind of lengthy tracks are, in my opinion, a little bit problematic, because while the band has some good riffs and is able to conjure this sort of kind of a darkness in its songs, well, it's not that good music to work with these lengthy tracks. So, in my opinion, the band is at its best when it's kind of having the shorter range of songs here versus these 14 or even 7 minutes of tracks. The other problem is that some of these riffs are kind of I wouldn't say maybe weird, but rather puzzling in terms of not exactly most memorable, catchiest of them all, or just outright interesting. So while the atmosphere is right there, this is kind of a hard album to fully enjoy, at least for me, coming from a strong death metal and black metal background. Once again, it might be just my problem that I'm going on with the this kind of a hybrid versus being the, you know, inherent problem with the album. And I was a little bit lying, because I totally, you know, remember wrong. I said this is fall 2020. It's already out, been since July. Maybe I'm just a little bit mixed, because I got this for review as late as November 2020. Anyway, all this being said, Lantern is definitely worth checking out, but just adjust your expectations to a level that you are not expecting, in my opinion, any kind of a 85% quality of an album. It's an interesting release with kind of a cool production, but somewhat weaker vocals. I mean, those vocals are sometimes more shouting than just, you know, proper death metal growling, and definitely nothing to do, in my opinion, with typical black metal vocals. So a little bit different, which is kind of the forte on the album, but also a little bit off and odd, which is the downside of an album. Kind of mixed feeling, but still leaning more on the positive side. This being said, check out Dimensions. It's already fully on internet. That is, Bandcamp sites should already have this for your listening pleasure. Go and figure it out if this is your cup of tea, and don't come bitching at me if you don't like it. Anyway, looking forward to your comments and opinions. Meanwhile, take care and see you later. Bye bye.